This broadcast on letsgoicctv.com is presented by Renaissance Bank, Little Caesars, Food Giant, the Sonic of Fulton, your Etowah County Farm Bureau agent Joey Cox, the ICC BSU, Bank of Okolona, Legend Sports Grill, the ICC Wesley Foundation, Choice Pawn, Kegel Eye Center, Tupelo Coca-Cola Bottling Works, the ICC Alumni Association, and the ICC Foundation.
Hey Mississippi, let's fill the gap. Did you know Mississippi's community and junior colleges fill the gap between high school and skilled careers? Or that community and junior colleges are also a great value to students? It's true. Not only can they get degrees in these fields, they can actually afford the tuition to get them there. And did you realize that 96% of the state's community and junior college students are Mississippians? Not only that, they tend to stay in the state when they're done with college. And the more students that do so, the more skilled workers we'll have to fill the gap for jobs. And the more people to fill the job gaps, the more money stays in the state. Plus, the value of community and junior colleges in Mississippi is unbeatable. For every dollar the state puts into community and junior colleges, it gets $4.86 back, an almost 5-to-1 return on investment. So, come on Mississippi, contact your legislator and tell them to support Mississippi's community and junior colleges. And let's fill the gap.
Need money now? Get a Choice Pawn loan on things you already own, like guns, boats, campers, trailers, recreational vehicles, and just about everything else. Get a loan from Choice Pawn in Fulton and Tupelo. Get cash today. ChoicePawn.com.
At third base, number 12, Molly Singletary. At first base, number 18, Cameron Williams. Designated player, number 16, Carly Thompson. And at right field, number 17, Megan Cummins. Catching behind the plate, number 14, Leighton Seals. At second base, number 2, Kiara Phillips. At left field, number 4, Rebecca Williams. And flex player, pitching in the circle for East Mississippi, number 10, A.G. Stewart. Your coaches for East Mississippi is Kendall White. She is assisted by Whitney Hawkins and Emily Pryor. And now your starting lineup for the 2018 Lady Indians. At center field, number 7, Corey Childs. And at left field, number 15, Meg Sullivan. Catching behind the plate, number 11, Sam Conley. In the circle for the Lady Indians, number 21, Bailey Springfield. Designated player, number 30, Macy Cox. And at first base, number 22, Shelby Newsom. And right field, number 18, Mackenzie Piper. At third base, number 2, Jojo Vasquez. At second base, number 9, Madison Carnes. Flex player. At shortstop, number 5, Rachel Ganesha. Head coach for ICC is Andy Kirk. He is assisted by Aunt Cammie Hall. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand and remove your hats for our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Lady Indians, Lady Lions, let's play ball.
Good afternoon, Enroll Tribe ICC family. Thank you for joining us here on letsgoicc.com and letting us be a part of your afternoon as we get set for a MACJC softball doubleheader between your ICC Indians and the Lions of East Mississippi right here in Fulton. Now, before we get rolling with the Choice Pond pregame show, we want to say a special hello to all of our friends from East Mississippi tuning in here on letsgoicctv.com in support of their Lions. ICC comes into this series with a 10-game win streak and riding a major wave of momentum after going on the road to sweep the number one team in the country, Jones County, to improve to 28-6 overall and take over the top spot in the conference standings at 19-1. East Mississippi currently 7th in the conference at 13-9 with a very deceiving 17-20 overall record after splitting two hard-fought games with Meridian on Sunday. They won one by one, lost the second game by one. Now, as we know, it's tough to rebound from an emotional loss, but what often goes forgotten is that it's equally hard to come up and follow an emotional victory, and that's what the Indians are facing this afternoon. Now, I won't go as far as calling this a pair of trap games for your Indians because that would be a slight against a very underrated club from Scuba. East Mississippi brings in a lineup that's got plenty of pop in their bat and a pair of pitchers that, when they're on, can sling it with the best of the best in the league. And, of course, when you talk about ICC and EMCC, one thing you can't go without saying is the word rivalry. Now, this is a rivalry that's grown over the last 5 or 6 years. That in some eyes is on par with the Indians' rivalry with our neighbors to the north and east of us in Boonville. We invite you to sit back, grab an ice cold Coke as we get set for the Renaissance Bank opening pitch here for Game 1 between ICC and East Mississippi here on letsgoicctv.com. We'll give you the starting lineups for both teams and between innings. The first pitch missing low for a ball. It comes at 3:01, so that's a Renaissance Bank opening pitch at 3:01 here in Fulton. Renaissance Bank, understanding you, renaissancebank.com. This is Kelsey English leading things off. Pops the first one up, out of play, and the count goes 1-1. So 1 ball, 1 strike here on English, the shortstop for the Lions. It's Bailey Springfield in the circle here. Didn't particularly care for that softball, wants to switch it out. Cloudy afternoon, so the sun will be in and out this afternoon. As long as the rain stays away, we'll be good. 1 ball, 1 strike. That pitch floats up high. Conley held on to it a little extra long that time, trying to get the frame job, and couldn't get it. So 2-1 is the count here to English. That pitch missing outside for a ball. Well, you see the infield is in, anticipating the bunt. Slap hit attempt here by English. She's working with a 3-1 count now. And there's a strike. And the count goes full at 3-2 here to English. So 3 balls, 2 strikes, no outs. First batter of the contest here. Springfield has battled back to have the count go full. Awaiting the 3-2 offering. Grounder to the third baseman, gets it, throws over in time for the putout. Looked like that time Newsom kind of tripped up on the bag when she got it. Good hard throw across the way by Vasquez. Score that one 5-3 on the putout of English. And now up is going to be Ashley Vickers, the center fielder. So 1 away now and nobody on. Top of the first inning, we're scoreless in game 1 between ICC and East Mississippi. Ashley Vickers, the center fielder, at the plate. Swings on the first pitch she sees, fouls it out of play for strike 1. Well, ICC in their white top, red pants. Got the blue socks with the red and white stripes today. East Mississippi, all black, red stripe down the pants, and got the red, white, and black stripes on the jerseys, white numerals, as that pitch high for a ball. Also got a little baseball action going on today. That's going to be over in Senatobia. If you're looking for that game, it's available on nwccrangers.com/watch. That pitch missing outside. 2-1 now goes the count as Springfield struggling to locate early. We'll try to bring you some scoreboard updates throughout the afternoon. Nice job of a little change of pace that time for strike 2. 2-2 now is the count. So 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. There's a grounder to the shortstop. Stranisha gets it, throws it over in time for the putout. 6-3 for those of you that may be scoring at home. Well, for those of you that are watching, I'm about to make a change that you want to pay attention to in the bottom left-hand corner. The new rankings for softball is out, and ICC has now earned their highest ranking ever in the history of the program. We'll talk about that after this pitch. So with 2 outs and nobody on, Springfield change up, missing just outside for a ball. ICC moves into the nation's top 5 in the country after sweeping the number 1 team in the country, Jones County. They're now number 4 in the nation. Congratulations to Coach Kirk, Coach Hall, and the Lady Indians, or the Indians, excuse me, on earning that one there. That pitch across for a strike. 1-1 now is the count. LSU Eunice 3, Kirkwood 2, and Des Moines area. A team that beat ICC with a pair of 1-run games moves into the number 1 ranking in the country. 1-2 now is the count here. And this pitch foul back. This is Molly Singletary, the third baseman. Jones County slipped down to number 6. East Central's at number 15. Northeast is at number 19. That rounds out your MACJC schools and the rankings for the ones that just came out just a few moments ago. That pitch missing outside corner. 2-2 now is the count here on the third baseman, Molly Singletary. So awaiting the 2-2 pitch here. And there's strike 3. Take a look at that on the Little Caesars instant replay there. The first Renaissance Bank strikeout of the day for Springfield, and that gets a 3-up, 3-down inning. No runs, no hits, no errors for East Mississippi in the top half of the inning. As we get set now to move to the bottom of the first, let's take a look at today's Coca-Cola starting lineups, and let's start with the ICC Indians. ICC and Coke. Now that's a winning combination, and Coach Kirk hopes he has that winning combination put together today with today's starting lineups. Leading things off, Playing in center field will be Corey Childs. Batting second, playing in left field will be Meg Sullivan. Batting third and catching will be Samantha Conley. Batting fourth and pitching will be Bailey Springfield. Macy Cox will be batting fifth. She's the DP. Batting sixth is the first baseman, Shelby Newsom. Batting seventh is Mackenzie Piper. She'll be out in right field. Batting eighth will be third baseman, JoJo Vasquez. And batting ninth is going to be the second baseman, Madison Carnes, we talked about already. The flex today is Rachel Sternisha. So Childs, Sullivan, Conley, Springfield, Cox, Newsom, Piper, Vasquez, and Carnes is the lineup for the Indians. Now let's take a look at today's Coca-Cola starting lineup for the Tigers. And it'll look this way. It would be English, the shortstop that led things off. Vickers, the center fielder, and Singletary was the third baseman. And then it'll be the first baseman, Camry Williams. DP is Carly Thompson. Right fielder, Megan Cummings. The catcher will be Leighton Seals. And then Kiera Phillips will be the second baseman. Rebecca Williams will be the left fielder. And the flex here in game one will be the pitcher, A.G. Stewart. As she is in the circle to start things off here, Corey Childs will get us started for the Indians. Childs takes a look at the first pitch. A off speed that finds the zone for a strike. Now, as we said these two pitchers that East Mississippi have on their roster, when they are on their A game, they are extremely tough. Childs looks at that pitch high for a ball. Sun coming out here at the ballpark. Corners of the infield in here for East Mississippi. Corey, a sophomore out of New Site. Takes a look at that pitch low for a ball. 2-1 now is the count. Childs, Sullivan, and Conley due up here in the bottom of the first for the Indians. Childs up the middle, shortstop, airmails it. And she will round head to second, think about third, but she'll stay at second, so that'll be an error. E6 on the play. And now that will put Corey Childs on at second.
Fielder, number 15.
Well, that's one thing speed does. It seems to make you panic sometimes, especially when it's a play out of the norm like it was there for the shortstop. She had to rush the throw, put it way too tall for the first baseman to get it. Childs scampers over to second on the error. So now it'll be Meg Sullivan coming to the plate with no outs and a runner on second. Takes that first pitch low and inside for a ball. So it's going to be crucial for the Indians to try to get some runs early here against East Mississippi. Sullivan awaiting the pitch. There's a shot out to right field. The right fielder, wow, what a play. Makes the catch. The tag will go to third, and they'll keep her at third. What a great play out there in right field by Megan Cummins. If she doesn't make that play, it's an easy run score there for the Indians and possibly a triple for Meg Sullivan. So a great play out there in right field by Cummings of East Mississippi, and now up is going to be Samantha Conley. So Conley will dig in with one out and a runner over at third base. Conley takes a look at that first pitch, high for a ball. Well, if the ball gets away, you've got plenty of speed from Corey Childs or the possibility to score from third. Third baseman is in, anticipating the squeeze bunt attempt out of the Indians. That pitch low for a strike. Snap throw down to third, not in time. And so 1-1 now is the count with one out and Conley at the plate. Indians looking to strike early here. Conley lifts this one out to left field. Left fielder will camp underneath it, and they're going to ask the runner to score, and Childs is going to get there. Take a look at this on the Little Caesars instant replay. And that's going to be a sacrifice fly. And Of course, when we talk about those sacrifice flies, we talk about the ICC Baptist Student Union. Brother Chris Burrows and company doing a great job as always there for the ICC BSU. They meet Monday nights at 7:07. Wednesdays at lunch, all they ask is bring $2 and a friend. That's the ICC BSU. Springfield takes a hit, the first one she sees. Shortstop, look what I found, and throws it over. The backhand grab that time. The ball hit hard enough that it stuck in her glove, and she was able to get the out. But the Indians do get one run on no hits, one error, and nobody left on base. We'll take a break and come back with the top of the second. ICC leads it 1-0. Back with more right after this on Let'sGoICCTV.com.
At Food Giant, serving you is our #1 priority. We offer the freshest produce, highest quality meats, tasty baked goods, and the best meats and cheeses in our deli department. Check out this week's specials.
Folgers Classic Roast Ground Coffee, $5.98. Bush's Best Baked or Grill and Beans, 2 for $3. And Sunny D Citrus Punch, 64 ounce, tangy orange or smooth punch, $1.
At Food Giant, you'll always find a staff member eager to help you find exactly what you need. Freshness, variety, value. Shop Food Giant today with several locations in North Mississippi.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as we get set for the top of the second inning. ICC with a 1-0 lead. Remind you can follow us on Twitter. At Let's Go ICC on Twitter. That's what I'm updating right now. So ICC's up 1-0 thanks to a sacrifice fly by Samantha Conley that scored Corey Childs.
Coming to the plate for East Mississippi, number 18, Cameron Williams.
And so it'll be Cameron Williams, Carly Thompson, and Megan Cummings to start things off here in the top of the second for East Mississippi. Bailey Springfield still in the circle. At first pitch across for a strike. ICC got a 3-up, 3-down inning in the top part of the first. One Renaissance Bank strikeout. And that was Singleton looking to end the first inning. That pitch up high. 4-ball, 1-1 now is the count. Springfield just hasn't looked too comfortable early on. Having a couple of grip issues on the ball. Some of these pitches floating high. And there's a shot to the gap. That's going to be off the base of the fence, so that's going to be a double. They're going to relay it in, and that will be a leadoff double there. A big-time hit by Camry Williams. She just laid back and waited on it. And that's what we said, folks. They've got some pop in their bats. And that was just an example of it there as she
16,
doubled off the bottom of the fence.
Thompson.
And so a leadoff double there. Now the tying run is in scoring position. And this will be Carly Thompson, the DP, coming to the plate. Shows bunt, lays it down, only one play, and that's going to be over to first in time. So the sacrifice bunt was successful there for Carly Thompson. Score that one 1-4 on the putout of Thompson as Carnes came over to cover first base. So and Williams advanced over to third.
17, Megan Cummings.
And now this will be Megan Cummings, the right fielder, who made a great play defensively out there in right field to rob Meg Sullivan of an extra base hit. That pitch inside, just a bit too inside for the umpire's liking. And that pitch a little bit lower that time. This pitch popped up, and it's going to get out of play. So 1 ball, 2 strikes. Springfield getting set. Oh, good looking pitch. It was up a little bit. No, he said she went. Well, let's take a look at that. I'm going to back this one up about 20 seconds to be able to look at it here.
Number 14, Leighton Seals.
As you take a look at it here, and they're going to call it a strike. A little delay, extremely delay on the strike call. So that is going to be the second Renaissance Bank strikeout of the game, and this is going to bring up Seals. Seals looks at that one, clip the corner of the plate for a strike. So 0-1 now is the count. 2 outs and a runner on third. Indians trying to get out of this minimum jam here. See if they can hold on to the lead here in the top of the first. Oh, nice job speeding up the pitch that time. Little rise ball that Seals, who is catching here in game 1, couldn't catch up with. So 0-2 is the count now with 2 outs and a runner on third for the Lions. Set up on the outside that time, couldn't get her to chase one. Not a bad spot to miss, but a good eye that time by Leighton Seals. And when we talk about good eyes, we talk about Cagle Eye Center here in Fulton, the newest sponsor for ICC Athletics. As that pitch outside, once again, good eye. Start by and see the fine folks at Cagle Eye Center. Call them 862-EYES, 862-EYES, to set up your appointment today. And be sure and thank them for sponsoring ICC Athletics here on Let'sGoICCTV.com. This pitch popped up, foul territory. First baseman over and gets it for the putout. So the Indians get out of the jam there as the Lions get no runs on 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left on base. We'll move to the bottom of the second. ICC leading it 1-0 here in game 1 over East Mississippi. Back with more right after this on Let'sGoICCTV.com.
What's better than waiting in line at the bank? Literally everything. Renaissance Bank's mobile check deposit lets you take care of checks wherever you want. Click on Deposit Check in the Renaissance mobile app. Read and hit Continue on the bottom of the notice page. Sign it. Write your name, account number, and for mobile deposit only on the back. Photograph it, front and back, so we know it's real. Type in the amount, choose the account to deposit into, click Continue, and go on your way. You'll receive an email that is being processed, but hold on to the hard copy until the check clears, and then rip it up and throw it away. So what are you waiting for? Download the Renaissance mobile banking app and make waiting in line a thing of the past. Check, phone, check. Renaissance Bank, understanding you. Member FDIC.
The longer a person has diabetes, the more likely they are to develop diabetic retinopathy. If left untreated, diabetic retinopathy can lead to blindness. That's why it's important for diabetics to have a comprehensive eye examination with dilation once a year. I'm Dr. Laurie Cagle of Cagle Eye Center in Fulton. We offer comprehensive eye exams to provide diagnosis and treatment of various eye diseases. Browse our large selection of frames available in prescription and non-prescription. Call to schedule your appointment today at Cagle Eye Center in Fulton.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as we get set here for the bottom of the second inning. ICC with a 1-0 lead. It'll be the 5, 6, 7 batters coming up here. Cox, Newsom, and Piper due up for the Indians here in the bottom of the second. Trying to rush things a little bit. As that pitch missing low for a ball. A.G. Stewart still in the circle here for East Mississippi. She hasn't given up a hit yet. It was an error that led to the long run of the game so far, as Corey Childs reached on an error by the shortstop. That pitch paints the corner for a strike. She advanced to second on the error. Then over to third after a great play out in right field, robbed Sullivan of an extra base hit, and then scored on a sacrifice fly to left by Conley. Macy a little late on that pitch, fouls it out of play. 1-2 now goes the count here on Macy Cox. Got to give a shout out to my buddy David Rodzinski back in Scuba watching the games here. David, the best of the best when it comes to the SIDs, not only in this league but entire country. As that pitch foul back out of play once again, we'll stay at 1-2. Rosie is just an all-around good guy. He's one of those guys I know if I've ever got any questions, whether it be professionally, personally, Rosie's a guy that's got you back. 1-2 pitch coming, reaches out, fouls that one off, keeps the at-bat alive here. Nice job by Cox to get deep in the pitch count here, but a good job by Stewart to keep Cox on her heels here. So Macy's got to find a way to win the battle. Macy the DP here in game one. She'll be followed by Shelby Newsom. And then Mackenzie Piper, the right fielder. ICC looking there for their first hit of the contest. That pitch just got away from Stewart that time. 2-2 now is the count. Not a bad spot to miss when you got a pitch to throw away there if you're Stewart, especially since you've had her behind on some pitches all throughout this at-bat so far. So the 2-2 offering. Ground ball, first baseman blocks it, then steps on the bag. Nice play over there at first base by Williams. Tough play, was able to get a glove on it, knock it down, and step on the bag for the putout.
Shelby Newsom.
And so now up is going to be Shelby Newsom. Shelby playing first base, batting in that sixth spot this afternoon. A Delta State reverse transfer. She came over here along with Bailey Springfield. She's a sophomore. Takes a look at that first pitch across for a strike. Well, one thing that's helping Stewart be successful so far is she's been able to get ahead of batters quickly in counts. So if you're ICC, you may have to try to change your philosophy and go after some early pitches. That one fell off the table just a bit too soon. For a ball, 1-1 now is the count. And this one popped up, right fielder's drifting over, and will squeeze it for the putout. Just couldn't quite get enough of that one. Sounded good coming off the bat. But it just turns into a routine fly ball out in right field. And now this is going to be Mackenzie Piper coming to the plate. Mackenzie, a sophomore, sometimes plays first base. She's the only returning pitcher off of last year's team, and I only think she pitched a grand total of 2.5 innings. As that pitch missing high for a ball. She is playing in right field this afternoon, so more of a utility type player. First pitch missing for a ball. And Piper pops this one. Center fielder, though, going to be able to get underneath it in time for the putout. Well, that one once again sounding good off the bat, just not a whole lot going there for the Indians. 3 up, 3 down on ICC. In the bottom of the second, we've played 2 here in Fulton. Your score still 1-0. We'll take a break and hear a few words from our sponsors and be back with more right after this on Let'sGoICCTV.com.
Best tailgate, brisket.
No, real football y pollo asado.
Hoops and wings. Burgers.
7-layer dip.
Hummus. What? You need a hot grill and an ice cold Coke.
It's got to be cold.
It's Tailgate 101.
Sonic Nights is the highlight of the summer.
Oh, yeah. There's probably some pretty big names here checking out these half-price floats.
Oh, everyone who's anyone is here tonight. Look, there are those 2 guys.
What are they famous for?
Huh. I think for eating here all the time.
Are we good at eating here or what?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, come on.
For limited time, get real ice cream slushes, shakes, and floats half price after 8 p.m. during Sonic Nights. This is how you Sonic.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as we get set here for the top of the third inning. ICC still leading 1-0 here over East Mississippi in game 1. We do want to say once again a special hello to those that are watching here in support of the Lions this afternoon. here on Let'sGoICCTV.com. Baseball is on the road at Northwest. They're taking on the Fighting Maloney's out there at Northwest. Lee Adams is there. If you're looking for that game, it's on nwccrangers.com/watch. Lee will be updating Twitter throughout the day as well. That game was set to start at 3, so we'll try to see if we can find you some scoreboard updates throughout the afternoon. So it'll be the 8-9-1 batters due up here for East Mississippi. This is Kiera Phillips, the second baseman. Shows bunt, pulls back, takes it for a ball. Softball, Meridian leading Jones 2-1 after 1 inning of play. That's in game 1. Swung on and missed for strike 1. 1-1 now is the count. Of course, that Jones scores extremely early in that game. That pitch across for a strike. Try to find some other scores throughout the league. Baseball, Jones and Colin 0-0 after 1 inning. Waiting the pitch, and it's up high. 2-2 now is the count here to Phillips. Swung on and missed for strike 3. That is the third Renaissance Bank strikeout of the day for Bailey Springfield. First out of the inning, and now what will be the left fielder, Rebecca Williams. She is the number 9 batter in the lineup here for East Mississippi. Then we'll go back to the top of the lineup with Kelsey English. Fastball up and outside for a ball. So waiting the pitch here inside, missing 2-0 now is the count. So 2-0 is the count. This pitch popped back and out of play for strike 1. That one straight back over the top of the ICC Foundation the ICC Foundation broadcast booth. Remind you can find out more about the ICC Foundation by visiting iccms.edu. 2-1 is the count now here on the left fielder, Rebecca Williams. Williams awaiting the pitch. Inside corner, 2-2 now is the count here on Williams. Two balls, 2 strikes, 1 out, and nobody on. That pitch missing low at the knees. Now the count goes full. So waiting the 3-2 pitch here. 1 out, nobody on. Top of the third. This pitch fouled straight back, and we'll do it all over again. A ICC baseball scoreboard update. They're in the middle of the second, still scoreless in game 1 at Northwest. Not going to call those must-win games for ICC, but I'm going to call them sure would help if we won them type games. And got her chasing a high one. Another Renaissance Bank strikeout there. The rise ball effective, the 4th Renaissance Bank strikeout of the game. Renaissance Bank, understanding you, RenaissanceBank.com. With over 70 locations throughout the Southeast, Renaissance Bank proud to partner with ICC Athletics here on Let'sGoICCTV.com. Back to the top of the lineup now this is Kelsey English. A little slow roller, going to have to hurry. Catcher gets it, throws over in time. Nicely done. Score that one 2-3 on the putout. Samantha Conley showing off that arm there to get the 3-up, 3-down inning in the top of the third on a bang-bang play over at first. We'll move to the bottom of the third, but before we do, let's hear a few words from our sponsors And we'll be back with more right after this on Let'sGoICCTV.com.
This broadcast on Let'sGoICCTV.com is presented by Renaissance Bank, Little Caesars, Food Giant, the Sonic of Fulton, your Etowah County Farm Bureau agent Joey Cox, the ICC BSU, Bank of Okolona, Legend Sports Grill, the ICC Wesley Foundation, Choice Palm, Kegel Eye Center, Tupelo Coca-Cola Bottling Works, the ICC Alumni Association, and the ICC Foundation.
When I think of potential, I think of a matchstick. When a matchstick reaches its potential, it releases a flame that ignites everything around it. 2018 brings new potential for you and your life at Itawamba Community College, where you are each empowered to do great things. You can be better, accomplish more, and live a life that is above the bar. Your potential is here.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as we now get set to move to the bottom of the third inning. ICC with a 1-0 lead. And for ICC, it'll be the 8-9-1 batters due up. Vasquez, Carnes, and Corey Childs. ICC still looking for their first hit of the afternoon. As that pitch across for a strike. A.G. Stewart, other than an error that was committed by the shortstop, has been pretty good. He's given up a sacrifice fly that pushed across the run. Other than that, India's bats have been pretty quiet. Routine ground ball over to second. Tosses over in time to retire Vasquez. 4-3. Pretty good play there by the second baseman as Vasquez has pretty solid speed.
Number 9, Madison Carr.
And now up is going to be Madison Carnes. Madison has been red hot here of late. Had a big-time home run that went over the scoreboard in Jones County. As that pitch across for a strike. So Madison has been seeing the ball well here of late. That's what you like to see. Some of the players start to peak at the right time of years. We're quickly approaching the playoffs. As that pitch across for a strike. So A.G. Stewart working with purpose and quickly ahead in the count. 0-2 now. And that's one thing she has done extremely well so far in this contest. Has gotten ahead of the ICC batters quickly and often in the counts. Not a bad spot to miss there. Couldn't get Carnes to chase that one out of the zone. 1-2 now is the count. We've played 2 in Senatobia, still scoreless in game 1 between the baseball Indians and the Rangers. Softball scoreboard update. The end of the third inning, Northwest and Northeast, they're scoreless. Of course, those scoreboard updates being brought to you by the Bank of Okolona. As Carnes chases that one low for the strikeout. 2 away now. And we go back to the top of the lineup in Corey Childs. Childs representing the only run of the day.
Corey Childs.
When she reached on an error and she was able to advance to second after the throw got away. And eventually came around to score on a sacrifice fly by Samantha Conley. That pitch right down the middle for a strike. So right now, if you're ICC, you got to do something to try to throw A.G. Stewart out of her rhythm because she is in a groove right now. This one popped up, and it's going to get out of play. 0-2 now is the count here on Corey Childs. If Childs were to reach, then it'd be Meg Sullivan up next for the Indians, but East Mississippi would love to see her start off the bottom of the fourth. So ICC trying to spark a 2-out rally here. 0-2 pitch coming. And, a good-looking pitch there. You saw Seals just hang on to it. Couldn't quite get the frame job, maybe up just a little bit. 1-2 now is the count. Good-looking pitch that time by Stewart, not going her way. 1-2 offering coming. That one low in the dirt, evens up the count now at 2-2. So Corey Childs, who we will honor before the game too, as she is not able to attend our academic honors night tonight, so she's won a couple of honors there, so we'll recognize her before the start of game 2. Ground ball, shortstop with it. Throw over is in time for the putout. Score that one 6-3. And once again, the Indians go 3 up, 3 down in the inning, and we've played 3. ICC leading it 1-0. They still looking for their first hit of the game. Stewart dealing here in game 1. Trying to see if she can get some bats fired up to help her out here. We'll take a break and be back with more right after this on Let'sGoICCTV.com.
At Food Giant, serving you is our #1 priority. We offer the freshest produce, highest quality meats, tasty baked goods, and the best meats and cheeses in our deli department. Check out this week's specials.
Folgers Classic Roast Ground Coffee, $5.98. Bush's Best Baked or Grill and Beans, 2 for $3. And Sunny D Citrus Punch, 64 ounce, tangy orange or smooth punch, $1.
At Food Giant, you'll always find a staff member eager to help you find exactly what you need. Freshness, variety, value. Shop Food Giant today with several locations in North Mississippi.
I could get the extra most bestest with the most cheese and the most pepperoni for $6. Or I could get a pizza with less toppings for more money.
Get the most cheese and most pepperoni for the nation's best price. Little Caesars large $6 extra most bestest.
Pizza.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as we shift now to the top of the 4th inning. We do want to remind you of another one of the newest sponsors here on the ICC broadcast is Legend Sports Grill, located pretty much straight away from us here at the softball field. Great appetizers, specials on that up to 5 o'clock. They're for $5. After 5, they go up to $6. They got plenty of pool tables, pool tournaments, snooker tournaments, great food, and the coldest beverages in Itawamba County. That's the Legend Sports Grill right here in Fulton. You want to be sure and stop by and check them out. Great for before or after games for those that might be coming into the area. That's Legend Sports Grill right here in Fulton. So we're getting set to start the fourth inning. ICC still up 1-0 as this is the number 2 batter, Ashley Vickers. Vickers swings to the first pitch she sees. Fly ball out to right field, and it's squeezed by Piper for out number 1. Well, I didn't get a chance to tell you that Vickers grounded out to the shortstop in her first at bat.
Number 12, Molly.
And this is going to be Molly Singletary coming up. She is the third baseman. She struck out looking to end the first. So far, 4 Renaissance Bank strikeouts on the day for Bailey Springfield. Change up, and it was a beauty. Well, that's a pitch in the game of softball. If you can get a change up working, it makes you very, very dangerous. So 0-1 is the count. She said Singletary struck out looking in her first at the bat. That pitch just missing outside. 1-1 now is the count with 1 out and nobody on here for the Lions. Oh, just couldn't catch up with the fastball that time. 1-2 now is the count here on Singletary. So awaiting the 1-2 offering here from Bailey Springfield. Pitch on its way, and it's hit foul, and we'll stay at 1-2. So 1-2 is the count here to Molly Singletary, the third baseman, 0 for 1 the day with a strikeout. Awaiting the 1-2 offering here from Springfield. Liner rip foul. Good idea, was a little bit ahead of that one that time. Good job of finding a piece of that one and keeping the at-bat alive here. Singletary trying to find a way to win the battle. There's only been one hit, and that belongs to Camry Williams, who is on deck as she doubled off the bottom of the fence and to start the second. Advanced to third on a sacrifice bunt by Thompson. Then it was a strikeout and a pop-out in foul territory to end the threat back in the second. 1-2. And the pitch in the dirt. Conley scoots over and scoops that one up. 2-2 now is the count. 1-0 is your score. We'll take a look at what highlights we have so far in between the exchange of innings here. And there's strike three. Second time today that Singletary has gone down looking. And that is the fifth Renaissance Bank strikeout of the game here for Bailey Springfield. So with 2 away, and this is Camry Williams, as we said. She's got the only hit of the day for either team. It was a double out to right field. Takes a look at that first pitch, inside corner for a strike. You got the second baseman back on the grass. First base about a step up away from the grass. Third base and shortstop, same spots as well for the Indians. That pitch up for a ball. 1-1 now is the count. One ball, one strike. Battle between Springfield and Williams. Change up, and it's a beauty. You got to be really careful when you toss them change-ups to a player like Camry Williams. She's got plenty of power to get it out of the ballpark. There's no wind, not even a cough to rattle the flag any. There's a ground ball. Second baseman scoops it up, tosses it over in time for the putout. 4-3 for another 3-up, 3-down inning. And I tell you what, let's take a look at some of the Little Caesars instant replays here, as this one takes us back to the first inning, and that was a looking strikeout to Molly Singletary. Then you're going to see a sacrifice fly being brought to you by the ICCBSU to score Corey Childs from third. That was the first and only run so far in the contest. And then this was a very confusing play here. It was an extremely delayed strike three call, as you'll see it here. Didn't necessarily commit with the bat. Then the umpire comes up and says strike three. Actually had to tell her again. So a little bit of confusion on that Renaissance Bank strikeout. You're going to see another one coming up here. Swinging strike three. And how about another Renaissance Bank strikeout? Got her chasing the high rise ball that time. And this is going to be the second strikeout of the day of Molly Singletary, as she got her looking. Let's hear from Renaissance Bank as ICC leads it 1-0. Back with more right after this.
The new extra most bestest pizza from Little Caesars is topped with the most cheese and the most pepperoni for the nation's best price. And now for a secret message.
Surrender to the toppings.
Incredible! Extra most bestest, the most cheese and most pepperoni for just $6.
Pizza, pizza.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as we shift to the bottom of the fourth inning. A very unique situation going right here. A.G. Stewart with a no-hitter going through the first 3 innings, but ICC leads it 1-0. It's going to be Sullivan, Conley, and Springfield due up here for the Indians. Meg hit a rope out to right field, but a great play out there by Cummins in right field robbed her of an extra base hit. Takes that first pitch high and outside for a ball. So the Indians trying to find a way to get the bats fired up here. As that pitch high and outside for a ball. 2-0 now is the count here to Sullivan. Baseball scoreboard update is scoreless after 3 complete in Senatobia between ICC and Northwest. Awaiting the 2-0 offering. Sullivan hangs off on that one right down the middle for a strike. 2-1 now is the count. 2 balls, 1 strike. That pitch missing low, 4-3. 3-1 now goes the count here to Meg Sullivan. Meg playing in left field. She's one of those. She rotates between left and right field depending on who they play and who's in the lineup. 3-1 offering here. And that one clips the corner of the plate. 3-2 now is the count on Sullivan. So Meg's got to find a way to win this battle here. Rips one, shortstop off the bottom of her glove there. And I'm going to have to call that a hit. That was a hard hit ball there. We'll have to go back and look to see. As that one found its way through. It did hit her glove, but it was really a tough play to get Sullivan over at first. I still will look back and see. I'm going to call it a hit from my perspective. Of course, the Sonic stats up top are never final. Coach Kirk has the final say in our stats, and he has changed me more than a few times. As Sullivan goes, and she will successfully steal second without an issue. Take a look at that stolen base there on the Little Caesars instant replay. And so that first pitch caught a ball. This is going to be Samantha Conley at the plate. Indians trying to build on this 1-0 lead with a runner in scoring position. And time is taken. For Sullivan, that's her 14th steal of the year. That pitch up high for ball. Corey Childs has a team-high 32 steals. Need to do my checking. She might be pretty close on the career steals mark as this pitch popped up. Danger out in left field, but the left fielder able to come in quickly and find that one. Thought it might have had a chance to dip down, but it did not. And now with one out and a runner on second, this will be Bailey Springfield coming to the plate.
Bailey Springfield.
Well, I tell you what, Bailey could really help out her own cause here with a base hit. Springfield grounded out to short to end the first. Takes a look at that first pitch, low for a ball. Sullivan taking a pretty healthy lead out there at second base. Springfield, and then it'll be Macy Cox, the DP, on deck for the Indians. Bailey puts a pop into this one back. Does it got enough room? No, it's going to go to the warning track. Going to try to tag the runner from second to third, and she gets there successfully. Boy, I thought there for a second Springfield had enough to get that one in, but did not.
And number 30, Macy Cox.
So the runner was able to tag up and go to third on the play. That one just about a hiccup away from sneaking out of the ballpark. Now ICC looking for a 2-out hit here. That pitch across for a strike. Boy, a 2-out hit would be huge here for Macy Cox. She grounded out to first in her first at bat. Pops this one up, and it's going to drop in fair territory. There's your hit. Big time hit there for Macy Cox. A run-scoring double. Take a look at that one on the Little Caesars instant replay, as that one dropped about a foot inside fair territory down the left field line. And that scored Sullivan. And ICC leads it now 2-0. Boy, I tell you what, that was a big-time clutch 2-out hit there for Macy Cox. Picked up one of those insurance runs. And, of course, when we talk about those insurance runs, we talk about your Itawamba County Farm Bureau agent, Joey Cox. There's a hard-hit ground ball right back to the pitcher. Throws over in time for the putout. But to go back, remind you, stop by and see Joey right there on South Adams Street, the former ICC All-American. Proud to sponsor ICC Athletics here as the Indians pick up that insurance run on 2 hits, no errors, and 1 left on base. We'll take a break and be back with the top of the fifth. ICC leads it 2-0. Back with more right after this on Let'sGoICCTV.com.
What if Mississippi's community and junior colleges didn't exist? You'd see a much different Mississippi, one without these degrees. And the jobs that come from them. One where many would fail to get a higher education because affordable community and junior college is their only hope. We're in danger of this happening thanks to state budget cuts. In fact, Mississippi once ranked #1 in America's community and junior college systems. #1. But now has slipped out of the top 10, way out, which is already a consequence of budget cuts. So, what if community and junior colleges didn't exist? If budget cuts continue, we may well find out. Contact your legislator and tell them to support Mississippi's community and junior colleges.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as we're getting set for the top of the fifth inning. ICC picks up a big-time clutch hit there by Macy Cox, a two-out double that scored Meg Sullivan to give ICC the 2-0 lead here in Game 1 over East Mississippi. So this will be Thompson coming to the plate. Thompson, Cummings, and Seals all due up here. As that pitch, looked pretty good, but called up a ball. That pitch missing low, 2-0 now is the count. Well, we talked about the performance of Stewart. Has done a great job of getting ahead of the counts, got behind in a couple there in that last inning. Springfield has kind of struggled to fill up the zone, but has been effective. She does have 5 Renaissance Bank strikeouts on the day. That pitch across for a strike, 2-1 now is the count. So Springfield looks over. Regular set defensively. We'll give your Coca-Cola defensive lineup here in a moment. Is that pitch inside for a strike? Over at third, that's Joanna Vasquez. Shortstop, Rachel Sternisha. Second baseman is Madison Carnes. And over at first is Shelby Newsom in the circle. Bailey Springfield behind the plate is Samantha Conley. We'll give you your outfield after this pitch. 2-2 pitch, popped up and back and out of play. We'll stay at 2-2. Out in left field, that is Meg Sullivan. Center fielder, Corey Childs. And in right field is Mackenzie Piper. That is your Coca-Cola defensive lineup here in the top of the fifth. ICC leading it 2-0. So the 2-2 offering coming. And there's strike 3. Beautiful change up that time. Fell off the table just at the right time. Got her looking for the 6th Renaissance Bank strikeout of the day. 3rd looking on the play. And now this is going to be the right fielder, Megan Cummings, coming to the plate. She struck out looking back in the second. Takes that first pitch for a strike. Remind you to stay tuned. At the conclusion of the game, we'll have our Renaissance Bank postgame report where we'll take a look at our Sonic stats and name our Legend Sports Grill Legend of the Game. As that pitch in there for a strike. 0-2 now is the count. One out, nobody on here. We're in the top of the fifth. ICC with a 2-0 lead. There's a liner, and in and out of the glove of the second baseman. E4 allows the runner to reach that time.
Number 14, Leighton Seal.
I think Carnes kind of realized as soon as she started to dive, she really didn't have to make that diving effort. And the ball was in and out of her glove for the error. So with one out now, This is going to be Leighton Seals. Seals popped up in foul territory over to first base to end the second. So an error there. Puts a runner at first with one out. Seals takes a look at that pitch. Missing low and inside for a ball. Hard hit ground ball past the third baseman, and now the bat's starting to heat up here on that single by Seals, and now East Mississippi starting to heat up here in the top of the fifth. Nothing Vasquez really could have done about that. She just tried to get down on her knees and block that one up, just couldn't do so. And so with runners on first and second with one away now, this is going to be Kiera Phillips, the second baseman, coming to the plate. Kiera struck out swinging in her first appearance to start the third inning. Shows bunt, pops it up, and the diving play. There's two. Little Caesars double play. Take a look at that on the Little Caesars instant replay, and that could be our What a Play Wednesday nominee. Of course, our What a Play Wednesdays being presented by Renaissance Bank. A great diving catch there by Shelby Newsom. Had the wherewithal to chuck it over to first, covering by the second baseman Madison Carnes to turn two and get out of the inning with no damage done. We'll move to the bottom of the fifth. Let's hear a word from Little Caesars and more right after this on Let'sGoICCTV.com.
Helen, don't you know Little Caesars has the extra most bestest for $6?
$6? I gotta sit down.
Yeah, it has the most cheese and pepperoni for the nation's best price.
Most cheese and most pepperoni? I gotta sit all the way down.
Get the most cheese and most pepperoni for the nation's best price. Little Caesars large $6 extra most bestest.
Pizza.
This broadcast on Let'sGoICCTV.com is presented by Renaissance Bank, Little Caesars, Food Giant, the Sonic of Fulton, your Etowah County Farm Bureau agent Joey Cox, the ICC BSU, Bank of Okolona, Legend Sports Grill, the ICC Wesley Foundation, Choice Palm, Kegel Eye Center, Tupelo Coca-Cola Bottling Works, the ICC Alumni Association, and the ICC Foundation.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as we get set now here for the bottom of the fifth inning. A great play by Shelby Newsom to make the diving catch on the bunt attempt. And then the toss over to first to get the Little Caesars double play. And as we said, that could be a What a Play Wednesday nominee. You'll want to be sure and follow us on Twitter and Instagram to see our What a Play Wednesday being brought to you by Renaissance Bank. That pitch missing high and outside for a ball. So for ICC, it'll be Mackenzie Piper, Joanna Vasquez, and Madison Carnes scheduled up here in the bottom of the fifth inning. Piper squares up on this one. Fly ball out to right field. Right fielder comes out and makes the play for out number one. Well, the Indians have put a pretty solid bat on the ball, just putting them where they hit them, playing at them ball today. Hitting it right at them all day today. And a lot of that credit, though, goes to Stewart. Stewart has pitched a beautiful game today. Not necessarily a strikeout pitcher, but she's one of those pop-up pitchers where you can't seem to get hard contact on her, and it's effective this afternoon for the Indians. That first pitch to Vasquez, a strike. That one high and outside. 1-1 now is the count. One ball, one strike, one out. Nobody on here for the Indians. Bottom of the fifth. Vasquez rips one. And JoJo with a nice base hit there. Just went with the pitch and put it out there in left field on a rope.
Making a play for Lady Indians.
And now this will bring up Madison Carnes.
Madison Carnes.
Well, we'll see if they're going to stay with that. Actually, no, they're going to have a courtesy hitter coming in this case. This is going to be Hannah Williams. Hannah Williams will enter to bat in place of Carnes.
Replacement number 10, Hannah Williams.
So Williams will dig in here. Batting in place of Carnes, ICC with a 2-0 lead. 1 out here in the inning. Indians trying to get something going. Runner goes, and the stolen base for Vasquez. The throw a little bit stronger would have been in time, but the shortstop covering that time just couldn't quite find the ball. And so that ball, 0-1 is the count, so it goes for a strike. Runner at second now. He's got plenty of speed in Vasquez. This pitch, wow, fouled straight back to your living room. Almost wished I wouldn't have switched cameras that quickly as you saw it coming right back for you. 0-2 now is the count here on Hannah Williams. Good to see Hannah Williams back in the lineup. She was injured in that home series, had to miss a couple of games. So that pitch on that outside corner, missing for a ball. 1-2 now is the count. So 1 ball, 2 strikes, and 1 out. This pitch popped back and out of play. We'll stay at 1-2. So 1 ball, 2 strikes, and 1 out. That pitch up high for a ball. 2-2 now is the count here on Hannah Williams batting in place of Madison Carnes for those of you that are scoring at home. She's in that 9 slot. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out, and a runner on second. That's Joanna Vasquez, who singled and stole a base. Hannah reaches out, pokes that one back, foul. We'll stay at 2-2. So 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out, and a runner on second. And that pitch drifts up high for a ball. 3-2 now is the count here on Hannah Williams. Good job by Hannah, who fell behind in the count quickly to battle back, foul off some pitches, and force the count to go full. Awaiting the 3-2 offering here from Stewart. And nice rise ball that time as Williams couldn't catch up with it and strikes out. The second Renaissance Bank strikeout of the day for Stewart, and that's a big out there.
Corey Childs.
As that's the second out of the inning, and now up is going to be Corey Childs. Childs 0 for 2 on the day. She did reach on an error and score back in the first. Grounded out to the shortstop to end the third in her previous at-bat. That first pitch missing for a ball, so the Indians looking for another 2-out hit here to keep this inning going. They got it in the last inning. It was a double by Macy Cox that scored Meg Sullivan. As that pitch across for a strike, 1-1 now is the count with 2 outs. Vasquez is at second. That pitch up high for a ball, 2-1 now is the count. Game 1 between ICC and East Mississippi. Bottom of the 5th, ICC leading 2-0. Waiting the 2-1 offering here from Stewart. She has pitched masterfully today. And that pitch looked a little up that time, but called a strike. 2-2 now is the count here on the sophomore out of New Site. If Corey were to reach, then it'll be Meg Sullivan on deck for the Indians. This pitch popped up. Trouble, shallow, but the shortstop runs over and makes the play to end the inning and get out of the jam there. in the bottom of the 5th. ICC leads it 2-0. We'll take a break and be back with more right after this on Let'sGoICCTV.com.
Did you know your child's eyes can be checked as young as 6 months of age? They do not have to know their letters or even be able to talk in order to receive a comprehensive eye exam. Your eye doctor can tell you many things just by looking at them. I'm Dr. Laurie Cagle of Cagle Eye Center in Fulton. We offer comprehensive eye exams to provide proper diagnosis and treatment of various eye diseases. Browse our large selection of frames available in prescription and non-prescription. Call to schedule your eye appointment today at Cagle Eye Center in Fulton.
This broadcast on Let'sGoICCTV.com is presented by Renaissance Bank, Little Caesars, Food Giant, the Sonic of Fulton, your Etowah County Farm Bureau agent Joey Cox, the ICC BSU, Bank of Okolona, Legend Sports Grill, the ICC Wesley Foundation, Choice Palm, Cagle Eye Center, Tupelo Coca-Cola Bottling Works, the ICC Alumni Association, and the ICC Foundation.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as we get set here for the top of the 6th inning, where to be the 9-1-2 batters due up for East Mississippi should be Williams, English, and Vickers due up here for the Lions. Remind you, stay tuned at the conclusion of today's game. We'll be having our Renaissance Bank post-game report, which will include our Sonic stats and our Legend Sports Grill Legend of the Game. All part of the Renaissance Bank post-game report coming your way. Hopefully the Indians can find a way to hang on and win this one here. They're up 2-0. Shows bunt, pulls back, and takes that 4-ball. Bank of Okolona scoreboard update. It's Jones 4, Meridian 2. That's after 3 innings in softball. So we can find an update on baseball momentarily. That pitch hangs up high. 2-0 now is the count. Still scoreless after 4 complete in baseball in Senatobia. That pitch up high. 3-0 now is the count. Springfield struggling to find the zone here early. Indians are starting to get someone loose in case she's needed. That's Olivia Burns, who has pitched outstanding for the Indians over the last couple of weeks. Is that pitch right down Broadway for a strike? 3-1 is the count. She had a complete game shutout, scattered 3 hits in the Indians' 5-0 win at Jones to help the Indians sweep Jones County on Sunday. That pitch high for a ball, and the first time today that a walk has been issued by Springfield.
English.
And that's to the leadoff batter. Now we go up to the top of the order where it's Kelsey English. English is 0 for 2 on the day. She tried to surprise the Indians with a bunt, but it was a great throw by Conley to end the 3rd. And then she grounded out to 3rd to start the contest. So English will dig in this situation with a runner at first. She does represent the tying run here. Defense is shifting in. Second baseman basically playing over at first. And another pitch that's hanging up high. So that changeup not quite there today. It's been there from time to time, but just not consistently enough for Springfield. Ball 1. That one, nice adjustment that time. Just zipping that one right down the middle. Evens up the count now at 1-1. This is English, and then Ashley Vickers is on deck. No outs and a runner at first. That's Rebecca Williams, who reached on a leadoff walk. A liner right back to the pitcher and a throw over in time. Take a look at that on the Little Caesars instant replay. And it's the second Little Caesars double play of the day.
Ashley Vickers.
Good job by Bailey Springfield. Don't know if that was just natural reaction or the self-defense mode, as she threw the glove up in a hurry that time, caught it on a line drive, and zipped it over to first for a Little Caesars double play, the second double play of the day for the Indians defensively. As that pitch missing outside for a ball. So now with 2 outs, this is Ashley Vickers, the center fielder at the plate. She's 0 for 2 on the day. Flew out to right, grounded out to short, and takes that pitch inside for a ball. 2-0 now is the count. There's a line drive, and it gets past the first baseman. So a base hit there for Vickers. A tough play there. She had to reach across her body, a hard hit ground ball.
Molly Singletary.
That is the third hit of the day for East Mississippi, and now up is going to be Molly Singletary. Singletary 0 for 2 with a pair of looking strikeouts. So she'll dig in here, trying to extend the inning. 2 outs and a runner on first. That pitch across for a strike. Some of the East Mississippi fans not a big fan of that call there. Looked to be up a little bit, but called a strike. So 0-1, runner on first, and 2 outs here in the inning. Liner right back up the middle between the legs of the pitcher. Nothing really Bailey could have done about that one other than trying to knock it down. So back-to-back hits now for East Mississippi, and they're not going quietly here in game 1. Tying run now at first base. And here comes trouble. Cameron Williams, who doubled off the bottom of the fence to start the second, did ground out to second to end the fourth. Indians trying to find the exit here, but East Mississippi battling here in the top of the 6th. That pitch just missing outside. Conley held on to it a little long, hoping to get the call there. Did not. This pitch popped up. Vasquez camps underneath it and gets the out. Another good job by the Indians to find the exit and get out of the inning with no damage done there. No runs on 2 hits, no errors, and 2 left on base. We'll move to the bottom of the 6th inning where ICC trying to pick up a few more insurance runs. They lead it 2-0. We'll take a break and be back with more right after this on Let'sGoICCTV.com.
At Food Giant, serving you is our #1 priority. We offer the freshest produce, highest quality meats, tasty baked goods, and the best meats and cheeses in our deli department. Check out this week's specials.
Folgers Classic Roast Ground Coffee, $5.98. Bush's Best Baked or Grill and Beans, 2 for $3. And Sunny D Citrus Punch, 64-ounce, tangy orange or smooth punch, $1.
At Food Giant, you'll always find a staff member eager to help you find exactly what you need. Freshness, variety, value. Shop Food Giant today with several locations in North Mississippi.
Gotta be hoops and wings.
Nah, subs.
Wings all day.
How about a sub?
Dude, wings.
Nah.
Really?
Gotta have ice cold Coke.
I'll drink to that. Now that's how it's done.
Need money now? Get a Choice Pawn loan on things you already own, like guns, boats, campers, trailers, recreational vehicles, and just about everything else. Get a loan from Choice Pawn in Fulton and Tupelo. Get cash today. ChoicePawn.com.
And welcome back to action as we get set to move to the bottom of the 6th inning here, where to be the 2-3-4 batters due up for the Indians. Meg Sullivan, Samantha Conley, and Bailey Springfield. And I tell you what, it's been a outstanding day pitching in the circle for A.G. Stewart of East Mississippi. Just has not been able to catch any breaks with the bats as the Indians have played well defensively. Only 1 error on the day. They do have 2 double plays this afternoon.
Coming to the plate for the Lady Indians, number 15, Meg Sullivan.
This will be Meg Sullivan to lead us off. She has been put out twice by the left fielder. So Meg will start us off here in the bottom of the 6th. Takes a look at that first pitch, high and outside for a ball. Meg is out of Springville, Alabama. Sophomore that plays in the outfield. Struggled with a couple of shoulder injuries as a freshman, as this is a shot down the line. If it stays fair, it's trouble, but no, it's foul. But struggled with a couple of injuries as a freshman, but still had an outstanding freshman year. Was able to overcome that with surgery over the summer, and has had a pretty good sophomore year for the Indians as well. So 1-1 now is the count here to Meg Sullivan. Takes that pitch high for a ball. 2-1 now is the count. That's the second time today that Meg's just had a little bit of a tough break. The first one was in her first at bat on a nice play out in right field by Cummings to rob her of an extra base hit. As that pitch inside at the knees called a strike. 2-2 now is the count. I was actually told you wrong. That was Conley that was retired twice out in left field. Sullivan did have a single, stole the base, and scored a run back in the fourth. That pitch missing low. 3-2 now is the count here to Sullivan. Nice patient at bat right now by Meg. Clouds moving back into the area. Awaiting the 3-2 offering here to Sullivan. Jammed her, but fought it off. And we'll stay at 3-2. Well, you do have to protect that inside part of the plate. The home plate umpire hasn't been too consistent on calling that strikes, but he has called it for strike 3 this afternoon from time to time, but he's been consistent both ways. Not a issue at all behind the plate when it comes to one team or the other. Sullivan hops one over past the third baseman. That's Meg's second hit of the game. Just an unfortunate hop there for the third baseman. They just took a higher hop than she was anticipating. And that's going to be a leadoff single for Sullivan, her second hit of the day, and now this is going to bring up Samantha Conley. So Conley will dig in here, looking for her first hit of the day. Shows bunt, pulls back on it. Anticipating Sullivan to steal. She did steal her 14th base earlier in the contest. We'll see how the defense would play it there as she squared to bunt, then quickly pulled back. Ball 1. Shows bunt again. This time pulls back, dribbles it up the middle. Thought about going to 2 and had just enough arm to get the out. Boy, I tell you what, the Indians caught a big-time break there, as that was a tailor-made double play. Shortstop just, as soon as she raised up to throw to first, realized she could have got a play at second, looked at second, wasn't there, but still had just enough time to beat Conley by a step. This will be Bailey Springfield coming to the plate here for the Indians. Bailey could really help out her own cause here with a base hit. She is the pitcher here in game 1. She's working with a 2-0 lead. Swings to the first pitch she sees, pops it a mile high. Shortstop going back and squeezes it as she stumbles for out number 2. So taking a cut at the first pitch she saw there, Bailey just a little frustrated this afternoon as she is 0 for 3 at the plate. And now 2 away with a runner on second.
Number 30.
And this will be Macy Cox.
Macy Cox.
Macy doubled to drive in Sullivan in her last at bat. She's also grounded out to first. That was to start the second. That pitch high and inside for a ball. Macy out of Troy, Tennessee, up in that Jackson State area. I'm not even going to try to say what high school she went to because she even told me how to say it and I can't say it. Rips one. If this stays fair, it's trouble, but it does go foul. Well, the left fielder had a pretty good jump on the ball there. Break for the Indians that it was knifing away from her. And so we'll come back and try it again here with Macy. If she were to reach it, it'd be Shelby Newsom on deck. Sullivan, she's at second. Change up, ground ball to the second baseman, finds it, and time for the putout 4-3 to end the inning. So the Indians get no runs on 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left on base. We've played 6 here in Game 1. ICC leads it 2-0. Indians 3 outs away from trying to get the Game 1 win here over East Mississippi. We'll take a break and be back with more right after this on Let'sGoICCTV.com.
So you took Little Caesar's Extra Most Bestest pizza that has the most cheese and pepperoni at the nation's best price and then stuffed more cheese into the crust?
Yep, it's got 3 feet of cheese stuffed in the crust.
Huh.
They added more cheese to the pizza with the most cheese. They added more cheese to the pizza with the most cheese. They added more cheese to their pizza with
Poor
the
guy.
most cheese.
Couldn't wrap his mind around all that cheese.
They added.
Got a large Little Caesar's Extra Most Bestest stuffed crust pepperoni pizza for $9.
Pizza.
This broadcast on Let'sGoICCTV.com is presented by Renaissance Bank, Little Caesars, Food Giant, the Sonic of Fulton, your Etowah County Farm Bureau agent Joey Cox, the ICC BSU, Bank of Okolona, Legend Sports Grill, the ICC Wesley Foundation, Choice Palm, Kegel Eye Center, Tupelo Coca-Cola Bottling Works, the ICC Alumni Association, and the ICC Foundation.
And now Bree Harper.
And welcome back here as ICC leading 2-0 as we head to the top of the 7th, Game 1 between ICC and East Mississippi. You kind of heard it there as we're coming back from the break in an ICC alumni spotlight. Bree Harper, the former outfielder for the ICC softball team, returning home to check out our Lady Indians, liking what she sees so far with ICC leading 2-0. It'll be Thompson, Cummings, and Seals due up here in the top of the 7th. That first pitch across for a strike. So 0-1 is the count here to Thompson. Swings on that one, couldn't catch up with it, strike 2. Struck out looking to start the 5th. Did have a sacrifice bunt back in the 2nd. Behind the count, 0-2. And hit her. So a curveball that just wouldn't quite curve enough that time, and Thompson will reach after taking one for the team. Well, when you try to paint that inside corner, batters tend to get brave and inch a little bit closer and closer, especially after that chalk kind of disappears later in the contest. This is Megan Cummings now at the plate with a runner on first. And no outs, top of the 7th. She does represent the tying run. That pitch missing low for a ball. Cummings reached on an error her last time up, did strike out looking for the second out of the 2nd. She's playing in right field. We talked about it already, made a great play to rob Meg Sullivan of an extra base hit and cut down a run for the Indians. That pitch missing high, 2-0 now is the count. That pitch right down the middle. 2-1 now is the count here to Cummings. Leighton Seals, the catcher, is on deck. She is 1 for 2 on the afternoon. Was erased on an inning-ending double play back in the 5th. That pitch missing inside. 3-1 now is the count. As I said, that inside corner hasn't been called for strikes too often today. Good looking one there, just a little too inside for the umpire's liking. 3-1 now is the count. Cummings, who represents the tying run here in the top of the 7th. Ground ball, foul ball, and now the count goes 3-2. Well, the Indians have been flirting with disaster throughout the contest. East Mississippi has left 3 runners in scoring position, 4 on base altogether. The Indians, they've left some runs on the board or on the field as well. 3-2 offering. This one popped up. Trouble. But there's Corey Childs to get the out. Well, as soon as I said trouble, I forget we do have the speedster Corey Childs out there in center field who can cover a lot of ground in a hurry, and she did so there. And now this will bring up the catcher, Leighton Seals. As we said, Seals 1 for 2 with a single, but was erased on a Little Caesars double play to end the 5th inning after a great play by Shelby Newsom coming in to catch the bunt as that pitch across for a strike, and then quickly, after diving to make the play, had the wherewithal to zip it over to first to complete the double play to end the inning. 2 Little Caesars double plays this afternoon by the Indians defensively. 0-1 is the count here to Seals. And that pitch breaks right back across. Kind of had Seals dancing a little bit there. 0-2 now is the count. Indians 2 outs away from picking up the Game 1 win here. Tying run is at the plate. Top of the 7th. 1 out. There's a shot. Going to have to hurry, and it's going to drop, and this could score a run. And they're going to ask the runner to score from third, and now they're going to throw it to third instead. The tag is in time. No. So a triple by Seals scores the run. And now the tying run is at third. Well, they cut the throw off. Smart to throw it over to third. Thought they had her, but the slide just beat the high tag. And now Phillips will come to the plate. So now the tying run is at third with 1 out. East Mississippi trying to rally late in this one. This is Phillips. Takes that first pitch across for a strike. Phillips is 0 for 2. She struck out to start the 3rd inning and popped into a double play to end the 5th. That pitch missing for a ball. 1-1 now is the count. High drama here in the top of the 7th. ICC with a 1-run lead and the tying run over at third. 1 out in the inning. Swung on and missed for strike 2. Can East Mississippi force this one into the bottom of the 7th? Bats coming to life here late. This pitch popped up, and they're going to try. No. Thought they might have tried to score the run, but instead they're going to take their chances with 2 outs. And Rebecca Williams coming to the plate.
Number 4, Rebecca Williams.
So this will be Rebecca Williams, who is 0 for 1 with a strikeout and a walk. She was erased on a double play back in the 6th. Indians 1 out away from wrapping up Game 1 here. The tying run is at third. Williams at the plate. Takes up that first pitch, low and inside for a ball. She did draw a walk in her previous at-bat. The only walk of the day issued by Bailey Springfield. And that pitch across for a strike, evens the count now at 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. Tying run is at third. Top of the 7th. Here in Game 1. 1-1 offering. Across for a strike, 1-2 now is the count. So 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Tying run at third. Top of the 7th. ICC nursing a 2-1 lead here. And that one missing outside. 2-2 now is the count. Kind of heard that pause of silence amongst both teams and their fan bases that time, and now the count goes 2-2. And there's strike 3. Got her looking. A big-time Renaissance Bank strikeout there on the curveball, and that was the 7th Renaissance Bank strikeout of the game for the Indians. And boy, I tell you what, an exciting finish of this one. East Mississippi rallied, but their rally came up short. ICC picked up the win 2-1 here in Game 1. We're going to take a break, and we'll come back with the Renaissance Bank postgame report. Take a look at our Sonic stats and name our Legend Sports Grill Legend of the Game right after this on Let'sGoICCTV.com.
This broadcast on Let'sGoICCTV.com is presented by Renaissance Bank, Little Caesars, Food Giant, the Sonic of Fulton, your Etowah County Farm Bureau agent Joey Cox, the ICC BSU, Bank of Okolona, Legend Sports Grill, the ICC Wesley Foundation, Choice Palm, Kegel Eye Center, Tupelo Coca-Cola Bottling Works, the ICC Alumni Association, and the ICC Foundation.
What's better than waiting in line at the bank? Literally everything. Renaissance Bank's mobile check deposit lets you take care of checks wherever you want. Click on Deposit Check in the Renaissance mobile app. Read and hit Continue on the bottom of the notice page. Sign it. Write your name, account number, and for mobile deposit only on the back. Photograph it, front and back, so we know it's real. Type in the amount. Choose the account to deposit into. Click Continue, and go on your way. You'll receive an email that is being processed, but hold on to the hard copy until the check clears, and then rip it up and throw it away. So what are you waiting for? Download the Renaissance mobile banking app and make waiting in line a thing of the past. Check, phone, check. Renaissance Bank, understanding you. Member FDIC.
And welcome back to the Renaissance Bank postgame report. ICC hangs on to win the game 1, 2-1. Not without some excitement, though, as the tying run was put on at third, and Bailey Springfield picked up her 7th strikeout of the day to end the threat there for the for East Mississippi to hang on for the 2-1 lead. Let's take a look at some Little Caesars instant replays. Remind you, you can sign up for their mobile app and get the quickest pizza in Etowah County even quicker by setting up your profile, entering all your information, ordering your pizza on your phone, walking in, telling them your name, and walking out and going home. Take a look at some Sonic stats being brought to you by the Sonic here in Fulton. Remind you, they've got half-price shakes after 8 here in Fulton. Kelsey English, 0 for 3 on the day. You got Ashley Vickers, who went 1 for 3 with a single. Molly Singleton was 1 for 3 with a pair of strikeouts and a single. Camry Williams was 1 for 3 with a double. Then Carly Thompson was 0 for 1. She was hit by a pitch, scored a run, and also had a sacrifice bunt. Meg Cummings was 0 for 3. She had a strikeout, reached on an error, but was left stranded. Leighton Seals was 2 for 3. She had an RBI triple, a single, and popped up in foul territory to end the second. Kiera Phillips was 0 for 3 with a strikeout. She did hit into a double play, one of 2 double plays the Indians' defense turned this afternoon. Rebecca Williams was 0 for 2 with a walk. Both of those at-bats before that, though, were with strikeouts. A.T. Stewart falls to 9-9 on the year. Our Legend Sports Grill Legend of the Game is Bailey Springfield. She improves to 16-2. She scattered 5 hits, gave up 1 run. It was earned. And she did strike out 7. Boy, I tell you what, she had a big-time strikeout there to end the game with the tying run at third. Let's take a look at some Sonic stats here this afternoon in Game 1. Corey Childs was 0 for 3 with a run scored. Meg Sullivan was 2 for 3. She had a pair of singles, a stolen base, and a run scored. Actually proved to be the game-winning run back in the 4th inning. You had Samantha Conley, who was 0 for 2 with a sacrificed fly and an RBI. Bailey Springfield was 0 for 3. And Macy Cox was 1 for 3. She had an RBI double that scored Sullivan back in the 4th. Proved to be the game-winning hit of the afternoon. Shelby Newsom, 0 for 2. Mackenzie Piper, 0 for 2. Joanna Vasquez was 1 for 2 with a stolen base. Madison Carnes, 0 for 1. And Hannah Williams also 0 for 1. Those are your Sonic stats this afternoon. You're taking a look at some big-time plays there. You saw that final strikeout to end the inning, and ICC wins it 2-1. Your final lines: East Mississippi, 1 run on 5 hits, 1 error. ICC, 2 runs, 4 hits, 1 error. Great pitching performance today by A.G. Stewart. The Indians defense, though, was there when they needed it the most. as East Mississippi falls to 17-21 overall, 13-10 in conference play. ICC improves to 29-6, 20-1 inside conference play as well. Well, that's going to do it here for Game 1. We're going to take a break and come back in about 20 minutes with the start of Game 2. So you want to be sure and come back and join us there. Back with more in about 20 minutes here on Let'sGoICCTV.com.
This broadcast on Let'sGoICCTV.com is presented by Renaissance Bank, Little Caesars, Food Giant, the Sonic of Fulton, your Etowah County Farm Bureau agent, Joey Cox, the ICC BSU, Bank of Okolona, Legend Sports Grill, the ICC Wesley Foundation, Choice Palm, Cagle Eye Center, Tupelo Coca-Cola Bottling Works, the ICC Alumni Association, and the ICC Foundation.